Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Danganronpa Part 54. In the previous video, we continued the Chapter 6 class trial, the last class trial. Major development is we have learned, or we have revealed that what we thought was Mukuro's body is actually Junko's body. We figured it out a little bit before the game revealed it to us because, well, we looked at the measurements and Junko has the same measurements as Mukuro, or Mukuro's measurements that are listed that supposedly match the dead body, which is what a coinky-dink.
Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears.
Now, they're acting kind of like that Junko's not Junko. Like, I feel like Junko was killed and they just reused her dead body. Like, I don't think that her death was fake or anything.
Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
Yeah.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
Also, the measurements. Please bring up her chest size. We need to talk about it. Oh my god.
And it's really true?
No.
Mukuro and Junko are the same person?
No.
Wait, so then... What does it all mean?
Wait, are they? I don't think they're the same person. I think they're two different people.
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9.
Like, I don't think Mukuro's dead.
Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the Mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that.
Yeah.
It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that doesn't have to be correct, but that's the only logical assumption based on what we have.
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died.
Like, that may not necessarily be what happened, but seems to be the most logical assumption. And then Kyoko's gonna say, actually wrong.
Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro? Alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But, can we really believe that? I mean, I think so. We have no reason to believe otherwise. I mean, Mukuro's... So unless they're saying that Mukuro
The body...
never existed and was Junko from the start? But I mean, Junko would have been... We would have seen her and Mukuro in the interviews. I mean, they didn't actually show it to us. But I feel like it would have been mentioned if one of them didn't show up in the interview DVD. What do we have? Biolab Secret,
wasn't
Biolab Lights. What is Biolab Secret? Been repurposed as a morgue. Okay, comes to a total of 9. It wasn't Mukuro. Photo,
Then she's still
profile,
alive?
fatal injury. I feel like we gotta mention the fact that they have the same vitals has to be important. Now, I mean, that does seem like a remarkable coincidence. But, fatal injury?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the Mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
I mean, I agree with that conclusion.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
Wasn't
That's
Mukuro.
right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the Mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
I
What do
really
you say,
don't know.
Monokuma?
Maybe we blast home with the profile? No? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Shoot!
Wasn't Mukuro?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
So maybe profile,
That's right. So
it
the
wasn't
mastermind-
What do
Mukuro?
you say, Monica? Hmm.
Because, I mean, we gotta bring up the measurements somehow. Like, that wouldn't have been brought up for no
It
reason.
wasn't Mukuro.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
I mean, crazier things have happened than them just
No,
happening to have...
The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of.
You don't know that, Makoto!
The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records.
I guess, well, they haven't brought up the fact that Junko's measurements are the same yet. Maybe we're just a little bit ahead of the game.
Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches
Actually,
tall
that's
and weighed
wrong.
97 pounds.
Incorrect.
Her vitals were 31, 21, 32.
She was 5'7", I'll have you know.
Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
The tattoo is the main questionable thing.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then
But I mean, you could easily
actually
add a
still
tattoo after
alive?
death. Someone made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. I mean, the only person who could have looked like they died and still be alive, I guess, is Junko. But I feel like she actually is dead, and that is her body.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
It's not the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Thank you. God, Byakuya is the one speaking sense.
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
I mean, I guess it's theoretical. It could be some like, oh, the spears just happened to pierce her in all the spots just right so that it missed vital organs. And then they were able to bring her back. Like, I mean, they could go with that. It'd be a little stupid, but I would buy it. But I feel like it's way more likely that they just happen to have the same measurements.
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
I mean, I do think it's weird that, like, her death is obviously the odd one out. She's the only one that kind of died basically by her own actions, in that sense that, like she forced herself to be killed. Like, it could have been an act. Like, her getting, her attacking Monokuma could have been planned.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Yeah? Now that you mention it, I do remember that. I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her. I mean, she looks pretty fucking dead. She has the same boots, too. And she's got fake nails. That's her. The dead body's just Junko. I think the game is... I think that's the correct answer. The game just won't spell it out for some reason. It's taking its time. Even though it should be very obvious. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. Also, the hair of the dead body's different from Mukuro's hair. Because I remember it was kind of longer. And Mukuro's really short hair. I did check, absolutely. And I can say for sure.
She was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Yes.
then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
Yeah, Makoto's being stupid.
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
Kyoko, bring up the measurements, you know.
Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Bring it up.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
No, I'm waiting for Makoto to quit being a dumbass.
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
Check your report card.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? checked her. She was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Use some sort of trick? What? Dude, I'm confused. I have no fucking clue. P. No? I don't think it went through. Let's try C. No? None of these are doing anything. Oh, because are we losing HP? T? Okay, no. I guess we're just not clicking enough. So T, let's try. Oh my god, they're not getting destroyed for some reason. R? Reciprocal? Rep. Give me an R. Give me an R. Give me an R, damn it! I would like an R. If that's cool with you. I mean, there was... Okay, I guess it's not an R. I guess that's been eliminated. Recip... I have no clue what word this could be. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at word games. Replicant? Replica? Where's an I? Give me an I. I mean... Replace... Replace-y? Replace set? What? What word are they looking for here? Replace him? Replaces? Replaces? Replaces. Give me an S. Give me an S. Any day now, we'll get an S. God, this shit's kind of annoying. I mean, it's gotta be replaces. That's the only word that makes it... What in the fuck? Give me an S. Oh, replaced. Replaced.
Now I understand. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
What?
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
That's dumb as shit.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
This seems like the stupidest shit. So Mukuro, who we've never seen, has not shown up to any of this stuff. What?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but... That had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Like, is the game just being obtuse at this point?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die?
Yeah, like...
She used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
It's super wrong. You're trying to switch after death? Switched at the beginning?
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What?
So Junko was never Junko. Junko was Mukuro the entire time. Is that what we're going with? Instead of it just the more logical conclusion that Mukuro just used Junko's body to fake her death because they have the same measurements? That seems way more fucking likely than...
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched...
And then Mukuro just...
Then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right?
And then Mukuro just agreed to let herself be killed. Because she, like, this is kind of stupid,
After
if I'm being
all,
honest.
The one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met was actually Mukuro all along?
Then we'd already met her?
But, like, wasn't she supposed to be, like, famous and shit?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
I mean, I guess those memories could have been false.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was.
Well, we knew who Sayaka was.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko.
But, like, Junko is apparently a person that exists. Hell, we've got our fucking magazine in the laundry room. I mean, I guess those could be fake, but...
And we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Why?
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
This just seems like such an illogical leap that... I mean, I'm not saying that they're...
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
So Junko's the mastermind. I mean, okay, I'll roll with that. This whole explanation is, like, stupid, if I'm being honest. It just...
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
I mean, as long as they fully commit to this, if they end up being like, actually, no, it was just Mukuro used Junko's body, I'm gonna be mad.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
Why?
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her.
Well, he did say there were two despairs. So Junko was just like evil. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. But why would Mukuro sacrifice herself?
In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
Did, I can't remember. Did Kyoko's notebook mention something about there being two despairs? Or do we actually not? Yeah. Despair walks among... There's a second despair. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Okay. Like, I mean, I'll buy it. I guess I shouldn't be saying it's stupid. I guess it's just, like, the logic to get here doesn't make any sense. Like, it seems way more likely that Mukuro just took Junko's body and framed her death than it was actually Mukuro. Junko was Mukuro the entire time, and Mukuro sacrificed herself because reasons.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
I think he's gonna start laughing at us.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity?
Yeah, did he?
When did I do that?
He still refuses to admit it, but he can try and deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. Because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during the latest investigation. The first time he tried to conceal Junko's identity. I don't actually know. The first time he tried to conceal Junko's identity. I mean, there was a bomb. Does that count? Okay.
Shoot!
I mean, I don't... He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. Control room? IOLAD? Profile? Present? I'm being dumb here. This is... I don't know what I'm talking about. Interview DVD? Locker pocketbook? I have no clue. Profile?
Shoot!
I mean, the thing I'm thinking of is that there was a bomb planted to blow her up. That seems to be part of it. But it doesn't... The control room?
Shoot!
Oh, the DVD maybe. The DVD? Because they cut the DVD off?
I got it!
Okay, that was it.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
But, like, that didn't have anything to do with Junko. It cut off during Kyoko's thing. Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service. Yeah, we know. We just saw this a couple episodes ago.
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
So wait, I thought Kyoko's was the last interview. I'd assumed that we had seen everyone prior to that.
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
Okay, I mean, that's kind of like under a false pretense. I mean, I guess that's my fault for assuming that it was at the very end. Because, see, I was thinking that it was cut out, like, Kyoko was going to say something knowing that it's her father, and then that's why the DVD cut out, but I guess it was because the interviews weren't finished. But then, why wouldn't Kyoko have mentioned that? Because she watched the entire tape, I believe. Like, she never mentioned anything about getting the tape shut off. That just doesn't make sense. It's not the only time. The Mastermind tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. The bomb? The bomb? Oh god, we're gonna lose here. We have like no HP.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this?
Are we sure about
You're
this?
getting all riled up. That's impossible.
Sir, go away. I've got no HP. I need you to be gone.
What do you want?
Okay.
That's
The
impossible.
the profile, the group photo. I hate that shit. It's so slow. It's so fucking slow. The delay between switching is so long.
I refuse to give up yet.
God. I don't like the picking the truth bullet at the end. Because it's like, you don't even have enough time to, like, read them. It should, like, at least give you to them beforehand, so you can be thinking about it during this.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up. That's impossible.
Can't really talk too much. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very good at rhythmy type stuff. Even though it is a lot easier now that... Because the thing that I think that's been throwing me off during these is I wasn't realizing that when we shoot double bullets, it,
That's impossible!
the group photo?
This should prove it.
Now, I don't really know what happened
The
here.
video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Did he?
Oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
And?
What's so unusual about them?
All these pictures. Oh, you can't see Junko's face. The unusual is Junko's
I
face.
got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
I mean, you can kind of see her face in this last picture.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible.
Uh-huh.
So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet.
Or maybe they never switched and this whole line of reasoning is built on unbelievably faulty logic.
With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
Okay.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Okay.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true.
I don't.
Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
Okay.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko
What does that accomplish?
is still alive.
Like, how is this any different than Mukuro just still being alive and hidden?
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the Mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything right now.
Oh, okay. So, everyone, we're meeting. So we meet Junko. None of these. I mean, you got this maybe. Okay. Then she gets murdered, but the person who's murdered is actually Mukuro. Then they're taking this. So this is probably Junko taking Mukuro's body. No, I don't think that's probably used. Probably, yeah. Well, that's a blue tarp. Is that going to be an inconsistency that the tarp is blue there when it's supposed to be white? Well, no, because... And this is them putting on the mask. Trying to stab. So then they're in the middle of stabbing. Then they see Kyoko, or would it be like in this order? Because Kyoko comes in, then they kind of see, because it looks like they're kind of looking out of the corner. I mean, I feel like either of these could go here. Well, no, because here they're in mid swing. I don't really... I mean, it's one of these two. I just don't know which one is which. Then... something happens here? What? What? Dude, this is, like, confusing as hell. So, like, I can't really figure out what the hell is going on in these. Okay, so that's them putting the mask on the body. Then... so they're watching, and then she goes to remove the mask, and then there's a bomb, which explodes. But wait, maybe we're not supposed... because, I mean, usually you don't use duplicate images. So if it shows up later, usually that means you don't use it. No, and this is when we all saw it together. Well, wait. Oh, no. It'd be here. So I'm trying... yeah, because it was after... because Toko was with us when she tried to do the thing. Okay, so I feel like that's okay. I have no clue what's supposed to go here. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. Okay, so it's probably knife. Maybe knife. Here. And then Kyoko comes in. Then this? The only thing is that like he's not raised up here. So unless it's... I feel like these three are probably out of order. Everything else I think is okay.
The killer is you! We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba.
I just don't feel how this is substantially different than...
But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the Mastermind...
like, I just feel like this is a more convoluted way of doing the exact same thing that's more logical, which is just Mukuro used Junko's body to pretend that she died. Because, I mean, they're both the same thing about pretending, like, faking a death to remove suspicion. But, like, this one is way more complicated and convoluted and illogical than the other one.
Junko and Oshima.
Okay. I mean, I know it's the old tarp thing, but I don't really know what else goes there. Oh, I guess that's them taking the... yeah, okay, that's them taking it out. I thought that was putting them in, and also I'd kind of forgotten that was there.
The killer is you! Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use.
And I mean, this still doesn't explain the more... like, the biggest question is how in the hell is Junko able to move undetected throughout the entire time? Like, how has there been no evidence of them moving around? Like, that's
Junko dragged the body out of the biolab.
the biggest thing that
using
kind
the
of bothers
tarp
me.
to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile,
Well, these are
she
probably
wanted us all to think
in the
Mukuro
wrong
was
order.
still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, I guess we got it.
So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room.
Okay.
Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by
Okay,
strapping
so we
a
got
ball
it
to the
right.
body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder.
Is it though?
And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma.
Okay. I'll take the game's word
The
for it.
real Junko Enoshima.
It just doesn't make as much sense.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
I mean, there's still so many questions that haven't been answered. Also, like, we didn't use all of our evidence. Like, we never used Kyoko's account. We never used Genocide Jack's memory. We never used Hidden Room Present. We never used Ultimate Despair. Like, usually, I mean, I guess you don't always use all your truth bullets, but we didn't use several of them.
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case?
Not really.
Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
I mean, that we still, like, the fundamental question of why the hell this is all going on still hasn't been answered. Okay. Oh, yeah, she turned into Junko. But she still looks like Junko. Despite that she's not actually whatever. I'm not even gonna question it
We've
any.
been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Uh-huh.
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world.
Uh-huh. Like, this game just went off the fucking deep end. And not necessarily in the best way, if I'm being honest.
We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking.
Please tell me she's not going to continue talking like this.
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Sure.
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry.
Okay,
I
that's
was just messing with you.
a little bit more what I would figure.
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the Mastermind? But why is she still pretending to be Junko? That doesn't make any sense. The real Junko Enoshima?
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free.
Well, wait, no, it's not the real Junko Enoshima then, right? Because isn't she a real person? I'm so confused.
Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day.
Like, so I will operate under the assumption that all the fashion stuff that we saw was like made up. That was all fake. Okay, because reasons. But like, didn't they kind of imply that the I don't know. I'm not even gonna speculate anymore. I'm just gonna let the game do its thing.
Stuck in purgatory, or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Your face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
That's not really that much.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
She sounds familiar. Who talks like the monotone voice? I feel like we've heard someone who talks like that. I know, I do remember seeing it. Sure, I've seen her somewhere the first day in the main hall before arriving at school in the headmaster's room? What? The first day in the main hall before arriving at school. Before arriving at school?
I got it! That's right! It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover.
Makoto, that magazine is in the fucking laundry room.
And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right.
I'm lost.
Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
What? Seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Oh, yeah, she did say something about Photoshop. Oh, you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course, those are totally Photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with, like, computers and junk? Oh, okay, okay.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
Okay, I'll buy that. That's cool. I'll roll with that.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro.
So, who are you?
She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista.
So wait, so Junko is Junko. I get...
Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
So I guess I've been a little confused. So Junko is Junko. Like, this is the actual Junko who's in the pictures. Okay, okay.
Not even if they're twins.
Twins?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
Oh, they're twins? Okay. I'll roll with that.
So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Uh-huh.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Uh-huh.
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Ugh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
Well, I mean, she had to have agreed to do it. It just doesn't make any
And for
sense.
reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain.
Uh-huh.
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called Mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family,
Uh-huh.
leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life.
Uh-huh.
I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with.
But couldn't she have just been herself?
Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem.
Okay.
She had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
That doesn't mean that those words that you just said don't mean anything.
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away.
Like, I just don't get why she had to pretend to be Junko. It doesn't make any sense.
Which is precisely why I killed her.
to meet everyone's expectations.
And why would Mukuro have gone along with it?
That can't be your only reason, can it?
And plus, like, Mukuro, it's not like she broke the rules of her own accord. Like, I would assume it's something that she agreed to do.
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I mean, she knew the regulations. She knew attacking Monokuma would get her punished.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
Uh-huh.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal.
But it wasn't, though. I don't know. We're gonna cut things off here. I don't know how I feel right now. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.